You're checking the exercises. Test your knowledge. Book page 184. Number 1. What is the effect of the application of a force on a body? So, what is the effect of a force on a body? The first thing a force can do to a body is set it to motion. In this case, the body is at rest. When you apply a force on it, it starts moving. The second effect, stop its motion. In this case, the body is moving and the force stops it. We have change its velocity. Whenever I say velocity, I mean speed. I also mean direction. And when I say change the speed, it may speed up or slow down. And finally, the force can also change the shape of a body. Number 2. What is meant by the word interaction? Give examples of interactions at a distance and of contact. So whenever I say interaction, I mean that forces always come in pairs. So I have always two forces. Forces come in pairs whenever we have an action, there will be a reaction. Example of interaction at a distance, you can say gravity. You can also say electrostatic. If you remember, we used to have two metallic balls that have like charges. Whenever you put them, even without touching each other, they will repel. So this is an interaction at a distance, whereas interaction of contact, you can give any example you want. You can say a ball and a racket. Number 3, how do you represent a force? To represent a force, we use vectors. And when I say vector, I mean I need a point of application, I need a line of action, I need a direction, and I need a magnitude. Number 4, a body falls under the action of Earth's attraction. Represent the interaction between the Earth and the body. This is the Earth. Let's say this is the body. It can be a person or an object. So the Earth attracts the body. We also have the reaction of the Earth on the body. As we said, forces come in pairs. So I will always have two forces having the same magnitude, opposite in direction. Now, 5. How do you determine the resultant of two forces which are? First, in this case, I have two parts. Same direction or different directions. We will take an example. Here I have 1 Newton, I have 3 Newtons. If I need to add these two forces, they have the same line of action, they also have the same direction, we add them. So the resultant is 4 Newton should be like this. If they have different direction, this is 1 Newton, this is 3 Newtons. So the resultant is going to be 2 Newtons, and it will take the direction of the biggest one, which is like this. We will subtract them. And B, if they are congruent, let's say this is F1, this is F2, we have to complete the parallelogram. You hold F2 and you put it up. This is the resultant. You can hold F1 and put it down as well. Number 6, true or false, correct the wrong statements. A. When two bodies interact, they may or may not be in contact with each other. This is true. If you want to justify, you can say that forces can be contact force or non-contact force. B. When a body and the earth interact, they are necessarily in contact with each other. This is false. Why? Because the action that the earth applies on any body is gravity. And we know that gravity is a non-contact force. So the object can be in contact with earth and can be at a distance from it. If object A exerts a force F on object B, so I have A and I have B. A is exerting F over B. After a certain time, pay attention to this, after a certain time, object B exerts a force F prime on A. This is false for two reasons. The first one, when we talked about interaction, we said that the two forces will be equal in magnitude, which means the force exerted by A over B, if it's F, then the force exerted by B over A is going to be also F, but in an opposite direction, which means minus F. This is the first mistake. The second mistake, it's not after a certain time, it's at the same time. So false. At the same time, and having the same magnitude but with opposite direction. Thank you.